Webb announced a terrifying discovery on Pluto that shocked cosmologists. The James Webb Telescope is recently keeping its eyes on Pluto, the planet that almost everyone neglected. But not James Webb though. Yet again, the telescope has shown how good it is by making a scary finding on Pluto. What exactly is it? And how does that change what we understand about the planet? To learn, you'll have to watch until the end. The world of astronomy has changed a lot since the telescope was sent into space. Many people like to point their new space toy in different directions, but Pluto is by far the most popular choice. The dwarf planet is in the corner of the planetary system. Astronomers don't know much about it, but that's no longer the case. The planet has been put in both the Kuiper Belt and a group of things that pass through Neptune. But why, you might ask? Are these two different things? Well, it's called KBO because it is one of the largest recorded objects in the famous Kuiper Belt. It's also a TNO since Pluto's orbit occasionally crosses Neptune's. Before the time of James Webb, we had been able to go as far as Neptune in our explorations. Beyond that is land where people have never been before. Before we talk about what the new telescope has found about the planet, we think it's important to say a few words about Pluto. Pluto is only 1,400 miles wide, which makes it a dwarf planet. According to those numbers, it was about half as big as the US. When they called it a dwarf planet, they weren't making it up. Also, the planet is 5.9 billion kilometers from the sun, and it takes 248 Earth years to go around it once. Yeah, we said years. At that range, the planet may not receive much light from the sun, but that shouldn't be an issue for the people who want to live there. If you were to hold on to the planet's surface at noon, you would see a moon 300 times brighter than the sun. To put this into perspective, that is the 1900th of the illumination of the sun on Earth right now. As for the temperature, it ranges from -232 and -387 degrees Fahrenheit on planet. In simple terms, the world is getting colder. There are no craters on the planet's surface, just frozen nitrogen. The planet's mountains are not composed of rocks either. Instead, they are frozen chunks of water. A day is about 153 hours long on the planet, so you must avoid getting stuck there. Even though the planet is not very big, it has 5 moons that orbit around it. These moons are called Kerberos, Nix, Styx, Hydra, and Charon. The most attention is paid to Charon because it is only half the planet's size. What we don't understand about planet. From such data, it might seem like we are knowledgeable about the planet, but the truth is that we do not really. Have a look at Tombo Regio, an area on the surface of the planet that looks like a heart. An area on Pluto looks like a cone of ice cream and is about 100 million years old. It is totally covered in ice. Fascinating, yeah, of course. But we don't understand how these rocks got to be the way they are, or pretty much anything else. What's the Kuiper Belt? The belt in discussion is a disk in the outer portion of the solar system. It goes from about 30 AU, where Neptune orbits, to about 50 AU. Gerard Kuiper gave it its name because he thought there would be objects left over from the creation of giant planets around Neptune and further out. And he was right. Dwarf planets like Haumea, Eris, and Makemake are also in the Kuiper Belt. What's fascinating is that as Neptune and Uranus grew bigger, they pushed the belt further away, spreading the dwarf planets and other objects in the belt. With that in mind, they are always coming off the belt. In fact, the Kuiper Belt may be getting smaller as the objects move away from it. How would JWST learn about the belt? After we've talked about the Kuiper Belt and Pluto, how will the JWST study the planet and the belt? Jonathan Lunine, a JWST science team member and a planetary scientist at Cornell University, says that the telescope's sensitivity to infrared light will let astrophysicists get significant signals from top belt objects, which are very chilly, very tiny, and of course, very far away. The JWST will use the best parts of itself as its strengths, with its high spatial resolution being the greatest. When you add that to the fact that it can take pics using infrared spectroscopy, you have a telescope that is capable of taking pictures of the dwarf planet. The telescope will investigate the emission and absorption lines, demonstrating how atoms, molecules, minerals, and ice give off light by looking at the sunlight reflected by the objects in the belt. Presently, typically, the Earth's atmosphere inhibits infrared light. However, in the scenario of JWST, the near-infrared spectrograph integral field unit will unveil the light from these planetary bodies from near-infrared to the start of the far red. Lunine said that JWST has a wide range of wavelengths, so we may be apt to see that some of the molecules on the surface are vibrating in their primary modes. Let's learn more about the JWST wants to do the impossible. Lunine also said, if you make this wonderful beef stew of some kind and mix all the ingredients together, it obscures what you started with. So the team working on JWST plans to start small and work its way up. In simple terms, the beef stew is a metaphor for how the sun, Earth, and other planets came to be. Some things in the belt had existed since before the giant planets were made. There is a good chance that astronomers will find new things when they point their telescopes at the belt. Because astrophysicists say hundreds of thousands of objects in the Kuiper belt have yet to be found. The belt will be studied, as we said. The JWST is ready to look into the mysteries of Pluto and the Kuiper belt. It will do this as part of two science proposals about the Kuiper belt. Proposal 1273 and Proposal 1272. Lunine will be the main person looking into the first case. He will look at the dwarf planet Haumea, the Amicus Trojan asteroid, a Kuiper belt object named Quaoar, and 3 centaurs. The other idea is to research the dwarf planet Sedna, the moon Triton of Neptune, and 2 centaurs. Mainly, scientists wish to share and merge these observational data so they can research a number of these objects, which vary in size from Pluto to down. But the concern is what researchers hope to find by looking at the Kuiper belt. They want to learn more about the rich but mystical history of the solar system. JWST doesn't have to plot all of the Kuiper, which is good. The Vera C. Rubin Observatory is the name of a new telescope that is being built on the ground in Chile. The 3.2 gigapixel CCD imaging camera is expected to change the way KBOs are studied. It is the largest imaging camera after all. How much do you know about the James Webb Telescope? We cannot go on the video without mentioning the show's main attraction, can we? The James Webb Telescope is a $10 billion observatory that seems to be paying off. Ever since release on December 25, 2021, breakthrough has been reached. Since the first picture, which showed a group of galaxies, it has kept us in awe. Overall, the James Webb Telescope is doing great work, and we hope that its images and breakthroughs of Pluto, the strange dwarf planet outside of our solar system, will amaze us. And that brings us to the end of this video. Feel free to let us know what you think about this video, and if you like this video, then please leave a like and subscribe to our channel for more amazing content. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.